Hey guys, this is a video for parents and students for California Wonders ELD, and this is really geared for your site. Now, I am logged in as a 4th grade student. Your dashboard may look a little different, right? It might have a different picture in the middle depending on if you're in kindergarten or 2nd grade or 5th grade, but the buttons are all the same, and that's what we're going to talk about, what you can do as a student. And so the first thing here is your to-do list, and I can see that my teacher has sent me 4 different assignments. We'll take a look at that. This is where you would do assignments. So if you see a number here, that means your teacher has sent you something to do. Next will be words to know. This is going to be a great way for you to practice vocabulary. You can click on this, choose a word, and let's make this a little bigger. And you can see words. Our word here is adjusted. There's audio. You even have a routine on the back where it's going to ask you a question. So that'll be a fun sort of interactive way to learn and continue to study your words. You have writing opportunities, games. So the games here you can play, they're going to practice phonics skills, vocabulary, spelling. Those are all great activities that you could be doing. And then finally, the read. These will be any connected stories or practice pages that you might be using during this particular week. Now, what week are we on? If you look down here below, it'll have your name, our weekly concepts as old and new, and how traditions connect people. So all of the stories and the games are centered around this essential question and this concept, along with the vocabulary. Now, you also can get into other resources beyond just this week. So, while you're learning at home, it's a great way to continue to practice and maintain skills. So you can come up here to your resources. And this is a great way that if I go down here to my skills practice or my games, I could practice different games. And so if I want to do a grammar game or a phonics game or vocabulary game, I could simply click open the link, and you will see games that you can play. And there's audio support that goes over the directions and so forth. And those are just fun practice activities that you can continue to practice with. Also, you will see here under my books, you're going to have access to different texts and different stories. Because this video is around ELD, you have your ELD work text right here accessible to you. And then let's go back to all categories. Graphic organizers are here, writing, differentiated text, which is also part of your ELD resources. So you do have access to all of the resources here. Parents, if you're listening to this, there are school to home family letters. Again, this one happens to be in Spanish. It will be in a language that is set by the classroom teacher. But you also have some just additional practice activities, one around spelling and vocabulary, the other one around comprehension that you could do with your students. And this is just additional practice for them to do at home. All right, the last thing I want to focus on is right here, your to-do list. To do. So I can see that my teacher has sent me about 4 different assignments. So here it says for me to read the text, and how do I get there? What do I do? Well, all of your resources are here. If there's something the teacher sent you, most likely you click on it. So here she wants me to read the text, which I can click, open this text. Okay, so I have this text open, and I can open this text, and then I can read, going to the next page. All right, not too long of a story. And then I know that my teacher is going to want me to, after I read this, use the graphic organizer to record my notes and ideas and then answer these questions. So I'm going to minimize this, not close it, but minimize it. So I also have access to that graphic organizer here. So that can help me, and I can actually do this digitally. So because I see the typing tools and I have all these tools, you know that you can actually do this right on here. So I click T for type. Once I get that blinking cursor, I can type on here. And boys and girls, it's going to be very important that you always remember to save your work. So once you have this filled out, you would want to click Save. Okay, and notice it's saved to my binder and saved in my assignment. So here I know it's saved under my assignment because it's moved over to here. Now it said put my answers in the comment box. So that's where I'm going to have to answer those questions right here in the comment box. So I may need to go back here and read the question. I can always go back to my story, and then so I would put my number 1 here, and I can answer the questions. So I would answer those questions, and once I have those questions answered, I might even want to do them honestly on a separate sheet of paper, and then I could type them up here in my note back to my teacher before hitting submit. Once I hit submit, you can tell that now it's got a check by it, and now it's been sent to my teacher for her to grade or to see that I'm doing my work. All right, let's look at another assignment. This one's a little different. This one, it says to respond to the text. But I think it's a little confusing here because the text is below it. Ah, there it is. So read the story and use the margins, and then I would respond to the text. I think my teacher probably should have given me better directions, which I was the teacher. I should have done it better. So I can open this up, and my teacher's asking me to read the story and to annotate and to use the margins. Let's take a look. All right, I can navigate making things bigger. I've got a little zoom tool here that I can use. But remember, there's audio support. I have summary here. So if I need to see a summary of the story, and it's in multiple languages as well, which is helpful. I'm reading the story, and then anytime I'm going to do something, so look at the pictures, read the title, discuss what you see, use these words. The boy is wearing special, I'm going to say glasses. So I click here, and I can type the word glasses, and I can hit add, and now it's put my answer there. Same thing here. It might say circle the word or read the first sentence in the first paragraph, circle the word that connects the two parts of the sentence. So I am home from our class trip to Washington, D.C., and I have a lot to tell you. So I think the word and is connecting those two parts of the sentence. So I need to circle that. So I'm going to use my pen tool here, and I'm going to do an orange pen, make it pretty big. Notice I can slide to make the pen fat or skinny here. And I'm going to circle the word and. Not a very good circle. Probably should have done a little thinner. But I can use my tools here to do this text. And so my teacher would want me to go through reading the story, using the margins, interacting, annotating, answering the questions. And then even when I get to the end, there's right here, I can answer these questions in my binder. Now, all of that is going to automatically save, and my teacher will be able to see the work that I do. All right, and so I could leave a note for my teacher saying, hey, I did the work, and it'll be in the binder, right? And then over here, respond to the text. If I click open, it's going to look very similar. I've got those tools to make it nice and big. And then as I have read the story, and if I need to go back, I can turn the arrow to go back to the page to discuss and to get page numbers. But again, I can just click to put my answer here. And then it puts my answer there. And then once I'm done with that, all I have to do is close it and make a note to my teacher saying I've done the work and it's in the binder. So again, your teacher has access to your student binder, and they'll be able to see your work. All right, and then over here, it looks like it says it's a game, but it's not a game. So I would leave a note to my teacher saying, I think you gave me the wrong thing because there was no game here. All right, and then I could submit that to my teacher. Okay, so that's just a little example of how at any grade level you could interact on the student side for your Wonders ELD and doing your tools. Even though it still says there are two assignments, you know that you've done those assignments, right? So just make sure that once you have it done, you hit submit in order to get that check. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope this has been valuable. Good luck and continued success. Thank you. Bye-bye.